Hello and welcome. Today we've got something special for you. So sit down, stick around, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to a special review. Today we're going to review the new movie Iron Man 2 because everybody has asked me what I think about it. A lot of people want to know, so here it is, a review of Iron Man 2 for all the fans out there. Keep in mind, there's going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen it or you don't want to hear any spoilers about it, I suggest you do not watch this review. If you're okay with that, then fine, go ahead and watch it. Hope you enjoy. So, yeah, here it is. Iron Man 2, the movie review. So sit down, stick around, and as always, enjoy. Alright, so we're going to start here the review, Iron Man 2. Let's start this with a bang. Let's start this with some music here. So please cue the AC/DC music. Cue the Iron Man 2 music, please. Anybody? We need the music. Can you cue the music? What do you mean? What? We don't have rights? What? Angus doesn't want to let us use the music. What? Are you shitting me? After all I've done for that band? Oh. Last time I'll ever download the AC/DC track back on my Rock Band system, I can tell you that much. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Apparently we don't have the rights to use Iron Man music. To use, yeah, AC/DC song. So we're not going to use it. I'd have made this a lot better. Oh well, let's get to the review here. Iron Man 2. Mixed reviews from what I hear, critic-wise. So I'm just going to give you my take on the movie. I absolutely enjoyed the movie. It was fun, it was entertaining. It wasn't as much story-driven as the original, but there was more action in this one. So you kind of got to compensate one for the other. So you compensated some story for action, and I was definitely impressed by the movie. It was good, overall. So there's some things that I liked about it. Okay, first of all, some people are going to complain that theoretically Whiplash and the Crimson Dynamo were kind of brought together, two villains into one. The Whiplash in this movie is actually a mixture. He is supposed to be Ivan Vanko, which is Crimson Dynamo, yet he has the electronic whips and all that of Whiplash. Or Backlash, or whatever you want to call it. It really makes no difference. So they kind of combine two villains into one. You're going to notice this as the Iron Man movies continue, that the Iron Man pool of villains, very shallow. So if you got to combine these two together to get one kick-ass villain, I'm okay with that. Because for me, watching the movie, my favorite part of the entire movie was when Mickey Rourke came out in that orange jumpsuit during that during the Monaco race. Came out in that orange jumpsuit, walked ever so slowly onto that racetrack where there's just a shitload of cars zooming in. Walked ever so slowly, started unbuttoning that shirt. The suit just burns off, takes out the whips, and just goes to town on the cars. It was insane. I loved it. Just to see the calm demeanor he had. Walking in, very, very, very calm demeanor. You know what I mean? Like, these cars are coming in like at, X amount, miles per hour. I mean, normal person would have kind of been scared shitless. This guy walking right through it like it was nothing. Like it was walking in the parking lot. It was insane. Love that scene. And of course, our first look at Whiplash was, also cool. And the battle that ensued, and the briefcase / Silver Centurion looking armor for Iron Man. Very cool. I love that whole sequence. Definitely, it kind of solidified the movie for me. When that happened, I'm like, yeah, this is the shit. So really enjoyed that part. Enjoy the acting in this movie. Robert Downey Jr. again, awesome. Mickey Rourke, awesome. Sam Rockwell, awesome. Who else do we have in this? Samuel Jackson, not a huge role. He was good though. Gwyneth Paltrow, always good. Pepper Potts. I did kind of like. I never found her a great actress, but I did like the way she looked. Scarlett Johansson. Definitely one hot chick. So definitely good for the Black Widow. And I noticed kind of that in the movie, not a lot of them are actually named. Like the Black Widow isn't named as a Black Widow in the movie. So that's kind of different. I guess Whiplash isn't named as Whiplash or Crimson Dynamo either. So the villains aren't really named. Even in the first one, Ironmonger, I mean, all that Obadiah actually says to Iron Man is, you know, we're ironmongers. You know, but he never really gets the name of Ironmonger in the movie, and this kind of follows suit in that way. A lot of nods to the fans in there. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when he actually opens up the crate of his father's old things, there's actually a Captain America comic in there, which is kind of cool, which would kind of explain why his dad started creating the shield, which we saw yet again in this movie. This time, instead of just being laid out on a table on the side, it was actually used to prop up some cables for Iron Man, which is kind of neat. So there's some little throwbacks there, which are kind of cool. And for those who actually watched the whole thing through the credits, you saw the end scene in the credits, which was also very phenomenal, as we knew the agent was heading to, the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to New Mexico. And then we discovered that in New Mexico, they found Thor's hammer. So that was very neat. So that'll lead into the Thor movie next year. So definitely cool. The Avengers movie is definitely shaping up, which is great. And I mean, I just love Mickey Rourke in this movie, seriously. You know what I mean? Just the accent he had, the look, he looked so badass. You know, the only thing he wanted was his bullet. Give me my belt. Give me my belt. That's all he wanted was his bird. Give the man his bird. You'd have no problems. But nope. Didn't want to give the man his bird. Got pissed off. You don't screw around with a Russian, and you don't take a Russian's bird. That sounds bad. I guess if you take away their bird, any man would get kind of pissed off. Yeah. The only part that I really didn't care for that much was, I guess when Iron Man and War Machine got to fighting, you know, during that whole sequence with the party. You know, I kind of found it a little lame that he would go downstairs, get a suit, get into it, come back upstairs, you know. Why wouldn't he just address Tony Stark just as himself, say, hey buddy, you know, you might want to lay off the booze a bit. I kind of really didn't get that part, I guess. I do understand he's getting drunk. I get that, because in the comic books, Iron Man was a drunk and got drunk a lot. So it would make sense. So that I can get. But I don't know, that it just seemed almost unrealistic what was happening in that scene. Even in the comic book universe. I don't know. It didn't flow the way that I think a normal human would think. But that's just me. So that's one of the scenes I didn't really care for. Although them fighting was kind of neat, but I mean, I don't know. It could have started or transpired a different way, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But for an action film, sitting down, watching it, enjoying it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, loved Whiplash / Crimson Dynamo. He was great. Howard Stark, it's kind of cool. When I was watching the Howard Stark parts, I was like, holy shit, this looks like an old fucking Walt Disney movie. Not a movie, but a Walt Disney promo. You know how Walt Disney used to get in front of the camera, just like Howard Stark did, and hello America, blah 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 blah. But kind of the same thing. So that was kind of, yeah, that was kind of cool. When I looked at Howard Stark, I was like, oh my god, it's Walt Disney. That was interesting. That interesting part actually is the guy that played the actor of Howard Stark is supposedly going to be in the, I think in the Captain America movie. Which is kind of neat. They're actually keeping all of that streamlined with the same actors. Although we didn't get Terrence Howard as War Machine, but frankly I really don't care. I wasn't a big fan of Terrence Howard in the first movie anyway. And I'm not really a big fan of Don Cheadle in this movie either. I found War Machine's character a little bland. That just might be me. I don't know. And one more nitpick I have. Again, with AC/DC, what is going on with that? They have a soundtrack out right now, AC/DC, Iron Man soundtrack, yet there's only 2 of their songs in the actual movie. Yet they have a whole soundtrack dedicated? It's like they just took AC/DC songs and just slapped on an Iron Man 2 logo on it in order to make sales. That was probably like their thing. They probably said, you know what, we'll let you use our music again in your sequel, but you gotta put every one of our good songs on your CD, and we want royalties. Because a lot of the, well, basically all of the other music in the movie wasn't included on the soundtrack, which kind of sucks. But I guess it really has nothing to do with the movie itself. It's kind of just another nitpick of the whole corporate machine in motion. So yeah, that's my review. Iron Man 2, I liked it. Great comic movie. Please leave me your comments. Leave me your feedback. And until next time, take care. Later.